Hey, it's Nick, holistic nutritionist, author of the Healthy Fat Loss Diet, and creator of the Flat Belly System and the 3-week metabolism diet, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about at the end of this video. So in the previous videos, we've discussed the 5 metabolic factors you need to know in order to lose weight. We've discussed the 7 key differences between a fat burning body and a fat storing body, and we've optimized our 6 metabolism principles. If you've missed those videos, there are links below this one. Go check those out. You can finish this one, or you can just or go back from the video number 1 and come back to this one. Because in this video, we're going to discuss the 8 metabolism killers. Now, this is a video that's okay to watch first, because if you can address one of these metabolism killers as the one that is causing you inflammation and preventing you from losing weight and burning off stubborn belly fat, because these metabolism killers create very stubborn fat cells. Fat cells that are in a perfect state whenever you're doing even just one of these things can ruin your entire fat loss, weight loss journey. So let's go ahead and jump right into the 8 metabolism killers. Now, these are not the only 8. These are just the 8 that I've seen in over 1,000 food diaries and in helping over 5,000 women on their fat loss body transformation journey. Metabolism killer number 1 is eating a very high carbohydrate breakfast. And so this is bagels, toasts, drinking Starbucks drinks that are, caramel frappuccinos, high sugar, high fructose corn syrup. What this does, so you've been fasting all night essentially. You've been sleeping for whatever amount of time, maybe 7 hours. You haven't been eating, your blood sugar's super low, and then you wake up and have a super high carb breakfast, sends your insulin through the roof in a very unfortunate time, right when you've been fasting. This is the worst time for you to skyrocket your insulin. Causes a shock in the body, and then it sets your whole day up for having insulin resistance, essentially. Because if you do it once, it's probably a good guess that you've eaten too high of a carb of breakfast for a large portion of your life. So if you do this for a long period of time, insulin resistance is guaranteed in your body. This overloads your liver, your pancreas, ultimately slows down your thyroid, destroys your muscle tissue, which pretty much guarantees that you do not have a fat burning body. High carb breakfast is number 1 for the metabolism killer. Number 2, low protein lunch. This usually follows a high carb breakfast because when your insulin skyrockets and your blood sugar is not stable, you're going to have more cravings. And this is going to you're probably not craving organic chicken, wild caught fish, grass-fed beef, high quality eggs. I doubt you're craving that if you've eaten a bagel full caramel frappuccino type of breakfast. And so you're going to maybe eat a salad if you're eating healthy. You're probably going to get something at the vending machine or something like that that's not going to be enough protein. Maybe you think that eating nuts is going to help with your protein. That's not going to help. Yes, nuts are okay for the most part, but if your protein is low for breakfast, low for lunch, your metabolism is pretty much completely shot for the rest of the day, and probably it's going to be like that for a long time if you do not address this particular and number 1 essentially on the metabolism killer list. Number 3, skipping meals. And you'll notice that we're seeing a pattern here. Usually if you're doing one, the other one's happening, which is why even just one leads to a bunch of other ones. It's like a slippery slope. You do one, and then you're like, the heck with it, I already messed up for breakfast. I'll do it again tomorrow, which never comes, like we know. So skipping meals, this is one of the major ones. I would say this is a top 2 for killing and slowing down your metabolism. You're skipping meals, you're not eating enough calories because you're on a diet, you've been told you should restrict, yet you need to understand that not all calories are created equal, so maybe you're restricting, but you're restricting nourishment in the body, which is going to slow down your metabolism. You need specific nutrients and minerals for you to skyrocket and turbocharge your metabolism. If you're skipping meals, then that's not happening. Your cells aren't getting the nutrients and minerals that they need in order to provide you with energy, ultimately which helps build that lean muscle that's going to burn off that excess fat. So don't skip meals. Restrictive types of diets are a no-no and will definitely destroy your metabolism. Yes, you might lose weight in the short term. Most of that is water weight and muscle breakdown. So at the end of the day, your short-term weight loss is going to lead to long-term damaged metabolism and weight gain. All right, number 4, high-stress exercise. What I mean by that is essentially long bouts of cardio, especially if you have not optimized those principles I talked about in the other video and you're doing a bunch of these. If you have perfect nutrition, sleep awesome, have zero stress, then these high-stress exercise might not have that effect on you. But I've found that majority of people in today's society, they don't respond well to long bouts of cortisol-full cardio. This high-stress exercise causes that cortisol to be in excess for too long a period of time. If that's happening in your day-to-day lifestyle, that's a double whammy for cortisol. And cortisol breaks down your muscle, leads to adrenal fatigue, and ultimately slows down your thyroid and metabolism. Metabolic killer number 5, low-carb diets. This has become super popular lately with paleo, primal, keto, and that type of stuff. Low-carb is the new trend. The reason it's so popular is because to some extent it's a great way to eat, except that if you don't understand that the body's primary fuel source is actually glucose, which is sugar in a sense, then this low-carb diet will only work for a short period of time. And then, you hit a plateau, don't know what to do, I'm going to go lower carb. And then that leads to metabolism damage, slowed metabolism, muscle breakdown, gluconeogenesis. You can look that up. It's when your body breaks down your muscle tissue in order to provide your cells, your brain with glucose, which is our primary fuel source. So you can't go super low carb and have a sustainable diet. What's going to happen is you're going to slow your metabolism down. Number 6, high-low fat. So going low fat is just a bad idea for tons of reasons. But we're specifically going to talk about high fat with the wrong kinds of fat and low fat with the right kinds of fat. So the best, healthiest fats for you are saturated fat, coconut oil, organic dairy products. And the worst type of fat are polyunsaturated fats in the form of vegetable oils. Pretty much, you go to any restaurant, you're going to get lots of vegetable oils. Canola, soybean, corn, safflower, sunflower. Those oils oxidize pretty much instantly, and this causes free radical production in the body, which causes cellular inflammation, which, of course, if your cells are inflamed, your mitochondria, where your energy is produced, is not going to be able to function at an optimal level, which is going to slow down your metabolism. You see a pattern here? Everything here slows down your metabolism. So it kills your metabolism. You need to have a high, fast metabolism in order to get rid of that body fat. Number 7, improper plate balance. What I'm saying here is you're not balancing your macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats. You need to have each one of those 90% of the time in your meals. And I like to get real simple with it. 33% of everything, protein, fats, and carbs. So you don't have to worry about counting calories, looking at points, etc., etc. Keep it very simple. Start with your protein. Where's your fat? Avocado. Am I cooking with coconut oil? Okay, there's my fat. And then your carbohydrate. Lots of vegetables, fruits. Starches are good for the most part. And then gluten-free grains. The last killer is inflammatory foods. Inflammatory foods will pretty much guarantee that you're going to not only kill your metabolism, but gain lots of weight. If you're in a state of inflammation, the last thing your body will do is help you burn fat. So simply put, if you're interested in losing weight, then you have to avoid inflammatory foods. If you're wondering and asking, what are these inflammatory foods? I've talked a lot about them already. Low quality proteins, so conventional animal products, soy, genetically modified foods, which soy falls into that category, corn, gluten, all preservatives, additives, chemically laden food, so like frozen dinners are full of this. So you need to learn how to read your ingredient label so you can just pick any product and say, okay, this is great, this is pretty good, it's not going to affect me negatively. Or this is, wow, this is just the worst possible thing I could eat. I'm definitely not going to eat this. I'm going to find a substitution. There is literally nowadays a substitution for any junk food, bad food that you can find. All you got to do is put in a little bit of time, and sometimes, not all the time, spend just a tiny more money, just a little bit amount of money more. So that last metabolism killer, avoid inflammatory foods. So these are the 8 metabolism killers. Go back and review this video. What I want you to do is start thinking, or even start writing down in a food diary what your meals look like, and so you can identify what metabolism killing habit you're doing that's preventing you from losing weight. If you need a little bit more help with this, then you need to click the 3-week metabolism diet link below this video so you can watch another video and read a short article about how in 21 days you can optimize your main metabolism principles, and you could address and find solutions for all of the main metabolism killers and more. It's a 3-phase nutrition system. You also get an exercise manual with workout videos, personal trainer guided workout videos. Huge amount of value in just a 3-week program that sure lasts only 3 weeks, but the information in there, you could never have to worry about buying another diet book program ever again, because everything that you need in order to live a sustainable life and a way of eating is in that 3-week metabolism diet. If you want to go check out the other videos, there are links below this video as well. I have one more video coming up in this series, and it's a 4-step process to destroying these metabolism killers and optimizing your fat burning metabolism. We'll see you for that next video or inside the 3-week metabolism diet.